Good morning. I'm Reverend Gina, and welcome to Centers for Spiritual Living Greater Boston Sunday service. We are here to celebrate this beautiful day. And wherever you are in the world, I am grateful that you are here with us. We are a very loving community, and you are welcome here. CSL Greater Boston is an inclusive community based on love and acceptance that's a healing presence for all through joyful connection, activities, and education. Our mission is a spiritual community that lovingly embraces all races, ages, abilities, genders, and the celebration of diversity through the practice of the science of mind teachings and principles for the betterment of each individual and the oneness of all. And our purpose, when we bring about positive change within individuals and the world by teaching and embodying science of mind teachings and the principles and carrying them out into the world. That is who we are. That is why we're here. And I am so grateful that you're here with us. So today we have a wonderful, wonderful mentor of mine that's going to be doing the message and giving this wonderful message that's so important to hear. You know, this month we have been speaking truth to circumstance. That's been our theme. When we know the truth, regardless of what it appears to look like. And it's so important in life that that's where we remain in that knowing. You know, it's about really understanding that regardless of what it appears to be, spirit is always at work. There is always that greatness holding us up, even when we don't feel it, even in those moments when it doesn't seem okay. So we do not practice spiritual bypass. We don't pretend to feel joy in experiencing it, and when we're not, we just find our way back to it. And that is a perfect example of what today is all about, is that regardless of where you are, knowing that there is good. And the first song we're going to play is Oceans, and it's actually the PS22 choir, and they are so sweet. So I invite you to just take this song in and know that we are live and we'd love to hear from you. We'd love some comments. This is Oceans.
There
Those children fill me. I love watching children's choirs and seeing their beautiful faces. It reminds me that each one of us are those children, each one of us with the infinite potential. And knowing that Spirit has got this, and by this it's everything, whether it seems it in any given moment or not. So I'd love to start with prayer. Let's go in and just begin taking a breath wherever you are. I invite you to just be still and know, centering into this moment, letting go of everything that was, knowing there is only one, that power, that presence, that love, that life is right here, right now. And it is this service, and it is perfect. And I know that Spirit guides, it directs, inspires. And I know that Reverend Toni's message is incredible. And the music flows and the electronics and everything is exactly as it is perfectly meant to be. And it is blessed. And in such gratitude for all that are watching, whether it's live, whether it is on a playback, knowing it's divine and perfect timing, and that each one receives exactly what is needed. With a full and joyous heart, I am grateful. Amen and blessed be. And so it is. So I'm going to share one of my poems this morning with you. And the title of the poem is It's Okay Not to Be Okay. Sometimes life seems too much, from the things to do or gotten to, on top of all you have already done. Some days you may feel depleted, like your tank is gone, and nothing seems to have gotten done. There are moments of defeat, and you may feel let down and disappointed in everything or everyone. There may be times you feel forsaken and forgotten by all, even the divine one. A diagnosis or loss can devastate, and in a moment it is as if the sun in your sky is lost. Faith is a muscle built over time. It is a belief in the unseen. For when darkness comes to mind, yes, God is always good, and the sun and stars always shine. But even the sky has clouds that may hide them from your eyes. Those moments of sadness, despair, or grief happen to everyone, which is why we put faith in our sheath. Every spiritual practice, every act of kindness, blessing, and prayer are the currency you use when you hit moments of despair. It's okay to not feel okay, but you don't want to stay there. Reach out to a loved one, friend, or the many avenues of care, and lean into your faith. Yes, God is always there. You could never be alone, for Spirit in you as you is who you are, a unique expression of divine, no matter who or where you are. You are loved exactly as you are, for when you feel broken, divine love penetrates even deeper through the seeming scar. Your struggles are to be overcome, and any battles can be surrendered to the divine one. Your destiny calls, and you are perfectly made, regardless of what it may seem, and in any moment, simply allow it to transmute your pain. And so it is. So it is an important thing to remember that it's not always about just the good times. It's about every time and every moment. That's where our faith comes in. And I am very excited to introduce to you my mentor, one of my mentors that I was blessed to have as an instructor. And I want to say good morning. Good morning, Marva. Peace. Yes, we are all children of the Most High. Raul, wonderful to have you here. And Marva says to bless everyone, and physically and virtually. Yes, thank you so much. So today we have the topic of the standing stones. And, Reverend Dr. Toni LaMotta is who's going to be presenting this. And she's an amazing teacher. She has a different perspective. And that's one of the things I've always appreciated about her from the first class that I've taken with her. It's the way she sees things and explains things is definitely different. She has her own way of demonstrating spirit, and I appreciate it so much. She has been an ordained minister for over 25 years. She's had large centers, she's had so many different aspects to her career. And now she is the education coordinator for the Integral Christian Network and does so much there in the growth of that organization as well. She is where I met her as an instructor, professor for the Florida campus, the Holmes Institute in ministerial school, and she does so much more. And she has been with us many times, and I'm so grateful for it, helping CSL Greater Boston blossom in amazing ways. So I am inviting Reverend Dr. Toni LaMotta. Good morning.
Good morning, Gina. First of all, I want to thank you for that poem. That was perfect and beautiful. You're an amazing poet.
Thank you. And I'm looking forward to the message.
Thanks. So, one of my favorite scripture passage, it's going to sound kind of strange, is, and it came to pass. Anytime I'm faced with challenges in life, which, as you heard in the poem, for all of us is quite often, after I fully feel and then release the fear or the anger that I may be feeling, when I go within, I have to tell you, my first thought has been, this too will pass. It gets me through a lot of days. But then when I really truly go within and stop thinking that anyone or anything is out to get me. You ever feel that way? I begin to realize there is only God. Therefore, there is only good. And what looks like it's here to hurt may yet be my greatest gift. That's actually the whole message today, so I can stop, but I won't. There is no one and nothing against me. Every circumstance of my life is a gift. So how do I find that? Well, another of my favorite scripture passage actually comes from the Easter story. And Gina's right. I always look at things a little differently than most people, but I remember when I read the passage, the stones already been rolled away. Why do you look among the dead for one who is alive? Why do we live sometimes as if we're dying? What actually keeps us in bondage? How do we walk away from the physical, conditional experiences of our life where we're slaves to false beliefs? Because that's what conditions really are. I no longer think that our beliefs are purely personal. I know even Ernest Holmes called it race consciousness. And my favorite mystic teacher, Joel Goldsmith, basically said that all beliefs come from being hypnotized by cultural conditioning. I've come to see that all beliefs are things that I've accepted as true because I live in this world of duality and I still think there's anything else but God or good. Try that on this week. So I'm inviting you today to name your biggest stone. What's the one circumstance of your life, or perhaps a person in your life, that you're giving your power to that seems to trigger you or make you react in some way? And then we'll look at how to take some authentic action instead of allowing ourselves to be triggered. So, what's the one thing in your life you're still struggling about? What in your life outside yourself do you think needs to change? If only, if that happens. If we were in person right now, as I was writing this, I was thinking, I'd like to pass around a basket that's filled with stones. And since we're not in person, I'm going to ask you sometime this week to go outside and find a physical stone, whatever size you want, but let it represent the circumstance in your life that you think is currently controlling your life. So you could decorate the stone, but you want to actually carry it around. Feel what it feels like to be carrying that stone. Look at it a lot. And at the end of the week, you can decide if you really want to still hold on to it. And if not, you can get to throw it away. Let it go and don't look back. What's that stone for you? In the Easter story, when we're told that the stone was rolled back, it wasn't just talking about the physical thing that was blocking the tomb. It was inviting us to roll back the stone of fear, of doubt, the old stories that we keep that have hijacked our lives. So if you look more deeply at the circumstance you want to change, you might just find an addiction, perhaps an addiction to perfection, or a need to be right, or to control, or even to be loved or appreciated. Maybe it's about you're holding back from expressing yourselves fully because of what someone might think or say. Maybe it's your failure to actually use some creative talent of yours. Reflect on the fact that this circumstance might just be something you are using to hide from your essential nature, from your true self. So we really do have a choice of what to do with these standing stones. The first thing I think we need to do is to transcend the past. The scripture, remember, says, "Why look among the dead for someone who is alive?" Interesting. So while you're holding on to your stone this week, also start to look at, this is the opposite. What are the things in your life that give you joy? Where is life for you? What gives you life? And how much of your time are you spending doing exactly that? And if you haven't done that already, begin to find and really fulfill the mission you are here to accomplish. Decide to live up to your potential. Another passage from Deuteronomy, I think it's chapter 30. "See, I hold before you life and death. Choose life." So begin to make sure every choice you're making is made for more joy, more life. And you're going to love this. If it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. What would happen if you really did that? Most of us go throughout our days in doing things, that we really don't want. And sometimes we have jobs we don't want. We're in relationships we don't want. And we keep grinding away. Why are you choosing death over life? The circumstance in your way is most likely something that's still hanging around in your life that isn't resurrected or transformed. Our master teacher said, I have come that you may have life. I am the resurrection. I am the life. If you believe in me, you never die. That means on a daily basis. It doesn't mean you'll never die at the end of life. I mean, we know that. So, what does it mean to transform? Perhaps it means to really believe in resurrection. All teachings, every spiritual teaching teaches about dying and rising again. And for me, it means to see beyond the circumstance. And the very word circumstance means that which is standing around us. What's standing around is a combination of our own thinking and the collective unconsciousness of others. More powerful than all of that is the infinite, the presence, standing within us, all around us, above us, below us, behind all the circumstance, calling us to see it rather than what we've been previously calling reality. Someone once asked me what my main teaching was. And it took me a while, but I came to realize it's seeing life as there's something more. What I'm seeing is not the total reality. Science is now backing that up. Really interesting to recognize that what I think I'm seeing is real, and there is so much more behind what I'm seeing, so much more than the circumstances that I think I'm in. So instead of fighting with the stones or accepting the stones as it's just the way it is, we go then and come to grips with what is really real, with the all that is. We say in New Thought teachings, there is only God, there is only love. Do we really believe that? I think it's interesting. I wonder sometimes because we think there's something out there. If I believe that, I can look at the stone I think is the obstacle and begin to recognize the gift that it's trying to give me. Maybe it's all about knowing what we've been put on this planet for. Maybe it's about supporting others in consciously bringing their high potential. So let the stones of our life show us what our life bliss is really about. When I truly get that there is no one and nothing against me, keep that one in mind. There's no one and nothing against me. I can begin to ask then, who did I come here to be? Work with that question. Use the visioning process. It helps tremendously. But use it not just in your time sitting in prayer and your spiritual time, but all day long. Is this who I came here to be? In the midst of any circumstance where you're feeling triggered. Anybody get triggered? Stop. Pause. It's not about the other person or the situation or the condition that seems so real. There's a deeper truth wanting to be revealed. If there is only God and if there is only love, then who did I come here to be? The stone has already been rolled away. And we have an opportunity today to see and really understand what true transformation and true resurrection is about. We can see it as a wonderful story that happened to this man named Jesus long ago, or we can hear an even greater implication that this story holds. And we can know in Jesus that evolution took a whole new step forward. Scientists tell us how the earth has evolved from single cell to multiple cell to animal to human form. And so we can see the resurrection of this man called Jesus as the beginning of a whole new time on earth. It was a quantum transformation and offers us the possibility for the same. I believe Jesus is the master teacher because he demonstrated how transformation actually works. We know an airplane is so designed that once it achieves a certain speed on the runway, it lifts into the air, defying common sense as tons of steel rise into thin air. I'm always amazed when I'm in a plane. And how? By obeying the invisible laws of aerodynamics, which govern the flow of invisible air. Interesting. So, what Jesus represented was an analogous, extraordinary moment of lift from earthbound to airborne. We had to see only one airplane fly one time to know it was possible. And eventually we fill the air with flying objects. So likewise, we can do the same. We could know that if Jesus did it, so can we. We can look at the circumstances and know this too will pass. It's simply a way I'm currently choosing to limit myself. So, what do I need to do? If you really want to see the gift behind the stone, you really intend with all your heart that you can experience your own higher consciousness. So, what is your intention? And then a complete inner dedication to growth into that higher consciousness is the single most determinant of our spiritual development. Is that what you're committed to? If not, maybe commit today. Without that intense inner commitment, we're just playing spiritual games. When spiritual growth is the most important thing in our lives, the full miracle of love and oneness unfolds. This isn't some future dream. It's not about someday. We have a choice today to transcend the life we're currently living on this human plane, to see beyond every circumstance that seems so real and decide to live as the spiritual beings that we really are. Ernest Holmes in his teaching invites us to meditate on the perfect life. It's not to meditate on my idea of the perfect life, but the perfect life. So it's not about writing a list of what I want in 5 years and what I want to manifest tomorrow. It's not a change in circumstances out there, but the change in us that's needed in order for us to stop seeing ourselves as victims and see the gift. It's a call for us to surrender our own idea to make room for a greater idea. I know in spiritual laws, Emerson invites us to get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the flow of the divine circuits. One of my favorite quotes. He's telling us the same thing. We all come to a point where our ego or intellect finally has to admit, I don't know how to fix this. Here's the circumstance. I've got this diagnosis. I've got this financial crisis. I've got this relationship. And I love it. I think it was Michael Beckwith who said, a bad day for the ego is a good day for the soul. Everything's here as gift. When we've finally banged our head against the stones of life enough, we have an opportunity to turn to that which is greater than we are. But it's not to get this infinite presence to change things so that they go my way. That's what I'd like. And we prayed most of our life. We prayed, God, fix this, change this, give this person whatever. No, it's to let go of my way for the highway. A surrender is required for true transformation to occur. And we invite that transformation by being still, by asking and listening for the gift that my soul wants, that it has invited in this circumstance. My soul brought this circumstance to me. And we can invite this transformation through the practice of visioning. Or we can invite this transformation by imagining taking our stone and placing it on an altar, saying, I've done enough. Take it, it's yours. Or as I've suggested at the beginning of the talk, hold on to it for a while. You may not be ready to release that circumstance for whatever reason, but ponder it. Ponder and saying, why is this here? What is the gift that this stone is giving me? And then when you hear that, you can throw it away. Make it a ritual that says, I choose to believe there is a life I cannot see. I know that no one and nothing is against me. And trying to change or fix circumstances as if they're the enemy doesn't work. I come to spirit without an agenda, without any plans on how to fix things, and without a sense that something is wrong. How many of us think this shouldn't be? We fight life all the time. It's time to rest from the battles and wars that we have with circumstances that we think need to be fixed or changed. It's time to stop beating our heads against the stones. And sometimes we have to put down our swords and shields and actually listen to the stones. What are they saying to us? What is their gift to us? Can we approach them with curiosity and wonder instead of anger and righteousness? Can we listen to someone who has a different viewpoint from ours? Can we set aside that which we're very certain we're right about and ask, is there a different way to view this? Is there a way that includes more views? Spirit is paradox, and so it's natural we can live in and as paradox as well. So I invite you to hold on to the stone for just a little while longer and hold it as a symbol. And then spend the time going within and seeing if you can hear the stone speak to you. Let it show you why it's in your life. Remembering there is only love. There is only God. You might just find that your only response to circumstances from now on will be thank you for the gift.
And thank you for the gift of that message, Reverend Tony. Deborah said that she loves this. She knows that there is no one nor anything against her. Absolutely. Thank you. And we're going to listen to uh, the song There Is Only Love Karen Zucker.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. It's love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. It's the love that heals, the love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
So very true. There is only love, and let us live in the world remembering that. Let us be that change we wish to see, and seeing it in each one that our eyes meet, that we think about. Let us be there. Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Toni LaMotta. Just amazing. I love your messages, and they always touch my heart. Thank you. Thank you. And it is important to be where we are and to know how we're feeling. Not all, we may know divinely all is well. But when we're not experiencing it, we can pull ourselves back to center or allow us fall in and allow spirit to just bring us back home. So if you've been blessed by this message and today as I have been blessed, I invite you to remember that the law of circulation says giving activates receiving. And, whether it's through PayPal or there's also a Venmo link that is at wherever you're watching this message at the bottom of that, we would appreciate. That's how we stay going. That's how we do what we do in the world. And we have an even greater vision that is unfolding in amazing ways. So thank you for allowing that and helping that to take form. And if you can, repeat after me our sacred giving affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. And Reverend Toni is going to come back and do our final prayer for us. I just want to mention that, of course, we have our sacred circle at 7 every Thursday night. And every week is a different spiritual leader, different topics, different leaders. And it is always wonderful to come together and hear different people, and the way that people look at things is so different. It gives us a whole new perspective. It allows us to come together in spiritual community and go a little bit deeper. Such a wonderful break in the middle of the week. So I invite you to join us. Again, it's always on our Facebook page or on cslboston.org. You can find the link for it. The Sacred Circle at 7 p.m. and all are welcome. And we're going to be visioning tomorrow. And then we're taking the month of August off on visioning. So tomorrow at noon, we cast a vision, and we always do every week. For the month of August, we're going to take the month off, and then we're going to come back after Labor Day, and we're going to go to Tuesdays. But for tomorrow, it is at noon, and we'd love for you to join us. So come cast a vision with us. See, we're spirits showing. We're the stones moving, in for Spirit's view for CSL Greater Boston. So I am so grateful that you've shared this time with us together. And we are here every Sunday. This coming Sunday, it is a special event. I am going to be away and excited to be. I'm actually giving my nephew's wedding. It is a privilege for me to be the officiant, and we're going to be putting Concordia, which is CSL, and it is the same time. It's going to be on our page just like this normally is, so you can. It's the Rhode Island CSL Concordia, and it is wonderful. And we've been there. I've spoken there. You've seen it live before, and I'm going to be sharing their message next Sunday. But I will see you in 2 weeks for our regular in Boston wonderful celebration. So, we go with the flow. It is summertime, and I hope you are enjoying it as we step into August this week. May you feel the beauty of the sunlight of the Spirit every day. And with that, I'm going to bring in Reverend Dr. Toni to do our final treatment and prayer.
Thanks, Gina. So I just keep hearing the words that Ernest Holmes used to say, there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is my life now. There's one life that flows through everything. The chair I'm sitting on, the animals, the birds, the earth I walk on, and my body itself. There is only God. There is only good. There is only love. And as the Hindu teaching says, Tat Twamasi, I am that. So I celebrate at this moment, knowing that I'm much more than my eyes can see. I'm much more than the circumstances of my life. I recognize that which is within, that which is beyond. I recognize the infinite face of God, the inner face of God, and the God beside me. And today I know that I can fully be human, I can fully be divine. I can feel the pain, the fear, the doubt, the things that trigger me, the things that upset me. And I recognize that and I fully embrace that. And then I go beyond. I can release those things because I know at the core of my being, they are here for my transformation, for my good. I accept what is. I accept life exactly as it appears. I don't fight it. I don't resist it. I welcome it and give thanks. So today, I look at all the circumstances of my life, and instead of fighting them, instead of going beyond and saying they mean nothing, I recognize that they speak to me. They are trying to speak to me of God's love. They are trying to speak to me of my gift of life. And today I fully choose life. I fully accept only that good. I give thanks. I give thanks for knowing this message, for deeply living this message in every moment of my existence. I rejoice that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. I rejoice that my life is exactly what it is this day. And so I can release this word because there's a law in the universe that says life is done unto me as I believe. And today I come believing more deeply than I have ever believed before. And so I can easily let this word be, knowing it is done. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much. That beautiful, beautiful prayer. And may this week be a prayer and a joy for each one. And the song that we're ending with is a fun one. Love be with you. So may love be with you and you feel it every step of the way. Blessings and love. Namaste.
Right, so this blessing is for you, and you can sing it along too. Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, may good flow to you, and let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Yeah. All together, hand in hand, we see the light, we take a stand, and we are changing. A whole new life for you and me. Take your past and set it free. Share this blessing. Love be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathe it in. Truth come through you. May good flow to you. And let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Love be with you. be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathe it in. Truth come through you. Make good flow to you. And let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Do one acapella. Love be with you. Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you. Breathe it in. Truth come through you. May good flow to you. And let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you.